Day 33. I guess today I feel called a lot to listen more. I noticed in the videos that I've made, the ones that I make where I'm more stressed or sad are more about me. And the ones where I'm really alive are about infinite possibilities. So it's funny because as I'm talking about this right now, I'm telling you something that I did, so it's a more lower energy video. I guess that's what happens when we talk about ourselves, because really when we talk about ourselves, most of what we're saying are who we used to be or a limiting belief. Because you get stuck when you talk about yourself, because the second you say a thing that you have with you, uh, you get attached to it. It's a limitation. Because what I believe is that we're infinite possibilities. So the second I say I have this thing in this area, or I have this issue with this, or I have this stuff, it moves from being a passing thing to something I'm identified with. I remember once playing a game with my friend Diego where we decided for the day to see what would happen if we didn't say the word I for the day. Like if we talked to people but we didn't start anything with I. And because the word I is always followed by either the past or the future or an opinion. An opinion separates you from all that is, right? So if you're saying I like her pants or I like his hat, you're bringing in a black and white to the world. You're saying that other things aren't as pretty. You're saying that you're not connected to everything. And so when we played that game, it was really profound because, and I would imagine if I looked at the past videos, the ones that I'm in a lower mood, I bet I say I 10 times more than the ones that, when I talk about what is possible. Like yesterday's video probably starts with a couple eyes and then goes into this crazy riff about infinite possibility. So the more we talk about ourselves, we're actually talking about an illusion in most cases. We're talking about a limitation, and we're blocking ourselves to not being connected to everything, not being infinite possibility. So I guess this isn't about listening, because that's what came through, unless that's what came through because I was listening. But we're not listening when we talk about ourselves, when we say, and I say this because I have been so guilty of that in the past, and I'm saying I right now because that's a disclaimer for you, because I'm explaining that I know that you also know that that's crazy. See, that's me thinking about myself through limitation eyes. And when we listen and when we allow ourselves to undo our blockages and our limitations and our beliefs and see ourselves as truly connected to the world and allow, things get really different. Our hearts, our feelings, our connection to the moment all change. And that's what listening can do. Because obviously a lot of those eyes are still going to come up, but we don't have to state them like they're fact. It could come up and you could listen to it and just remove your judgment of it, because it's not even it coming up that's the problem. It's the judgment of it that stays there. It's like, picture like a gutter with a bunch of water streaming through it. And the second you say a limitation, it goes by. But the second you go, I don't like that limitation, it's like stopping it. So now all the water can't go because you're putting your hand right into this resistance to a passing belief. And that very well could have been you in the past trying to leave. It's going out of the gutter. The gutter is for cleaning out the old crap, right? So here it's going by, and then when it's trying to come out, and we go, no, boom, and then we go, this is my issue, everybody. I have this thing. The whole water stops. Everything stops because you can't, because you're now stuck on that issue, and that's who you think you are. That's your fight or flight. That's the whole thing. So if you listen, it's just like watching the gutter keep going and watching all these stories about you keep leaving. And that's our job, is to continue to remove judgment and keep listening. And this is an amazing process, because you start to really feel some exponential changes in your life, because more and more you become just the listener of the space, and you just start accessing more of the love that you are, by just discovering through a couple hours of observing your thoughts a day, all these things that you thought were the case and who you were are just passing stories, passing lies, passing illusions. And it's up to you if you're going to get stuck in it, if you're going to stop it, if you're going to resist it, or if you're just going to watch the beautiful flow of a river that's trying to just clean itself out. So day 33,